The hackers behind a mass extortion that has targeted hundreds of companies worldwide have demanded $70 million to end the attack. They made the demand late Sunday on a blog typically used by the R-Evil cybercrime gang. It's a Russian-linked group that is among the world's most prolific extortionists. The gang broke into US-based IT firm Kaseya and then targeted its clients. Known victims include Swedish grocery chain Coop, which had to shut hundreds of stores after cash registers were knocked offline. Experts say other targets include schools and public sector bodies. About a dozen countries have been hit.
The Myanmar military have banned telecommunications firm executives from leaving the country without permission. The confidential order was introduced in mid-June, said senior executives. Both foreigners and Myanmar nationals must seek authorization if they wish to set foot outside the country. Telecom businesses were also sent a second letter telling them they had until Monday, July 5th to fully implement intercept technology that allows authorities to spy on calls. The spyware also tracks messages and web traffic. After seizing power in a coup in February, the military announced their aim to pass a cybersecurity bill. It also amended privacy laws to free security forces to intercept communications.
This building was unstable, the building was hampering our search efforts, that we couldn't get to a certain part of the tile. I've heard them say that they think there are voids in this area, areas where they'll be able to search. So I'm excited.
"45 years later, and Operation Thunderbolt, aka Operation Entebbe, is still being commemorated, and for very good reason. The operation, praised by the international community for doing the impossible, remains among the most incredible, daring, and creative solutions to a high-stakes situation in world history. And Israel now releasing renewed details about the planning, execution, and aftermath of the operation. It all started June 27, 1976, when 4 Palestinians from the PFLP terror group hijacked an Air France passenger jet en route to Paris. The terrorists then diverted the plane to Entebbe, Uganda, with the support of then Ugandan President Idi Amin, all while demanding a $5 million ransom and the release of hundreds of prisoners worldwide. Upon landing in Uganda, though, the hijackers released all of the non-Jewish and non-Israeli hostages off to Paris, and they threatened to begin killing the remaining hostages within 48 hours unless all demands were met.
The worst wildfires in decades on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus have killed at least 4 people. Raging fires have wrecked dozens of homes and destroyed pine forests. The victims are thought to be Egyptian farm workers. The European Union and Israel have sent in water-carrying planes to help tackle the blazes.
As the wildfires raged through the Troodos mountain range, residents of at least 8 villages were forced to evacuate. Help also came too late for 4 Egyptian farm workers. Their bodies were found 600 meters from their burned-out car. Police say they appear to have fled their vehicle on foot in an attempt to escape, but ran towards the wind-fanned flames.
Pope Francis was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital for intestinal surgery on Sunday, the first time he has been in the hospital since his election in 2013. The Pope appeared to be in fine health several hours earlier when he addressed thousands of people in St. Peter's Square for his Sunday blessing and announced a trip to Slovakia and Budapest for September. The Vatican said the 84-year-old pontiff was due to undergo the surgery later on Sunday for symptomatic diverticular stenosis of the colon, which tends to affect older people and can cause abdominal pain. Francis suffers from other ailments, including sciatica. Last year, a bad cold kept him from taking part in a week-long retreat with senior aides south of Rome, and in 2014, Francis was forced to cancel several engagements because of what was believed to be a stomach ailment.
Rescuers in Japan on Monday searched for 80 people still missing, 2 days after landslides tore through the Japanese seaside city of Atami. Landslides over the weekend were triggered by torrential downpours, with some areas seeing more rain in one day than the whole of July. Around 130 buildings were affected by the disaster, and the official death toll stands at 3, according to Mayor Sakae Saito. He added the number of missing had come down from over 100 earlier Monday morning.
Well, there's definitely been Taliban gains since May the 1st, when President Biden announced that troop pullout, and the pace of the Taliban offensive has clearly gathered a lot in the last few weeks. And the Taliban now control an estimated 1/3 of the country. They've stretched Afghan security forces by putting pressure on them in the north, while also keeping the pressure up in contested areas further south. So this kind of double pressure, particularly with the northern fighting, which is not traditionally a Taliban stronghold, but that kind of stretching of the Afghan security forces seems to be working.